Today's episode of Lunch with Doug is being brought to you by these fine sponsors from Nevada, Missouri. The Bells in the Second Edition Shop at 500 East Cherry Street. The Brick Wall Bistro, 127 East Cherry Street. Woodshed Music at 129 North Main. The Zone Nutrition at 14180 East US Highway 54, next to Mr. D's. The Harry Frog Graphics at 150 North Commercial Street. Andrew D. McNair at the Art Shop at 104 East Cherry Street or andrewdmcnair.com. The J&R Home Store at 118 West Walnut. Casa Azteca, 903 East Subway Boulevard. And National TV at 400 South Johnson Drive, Suite F, next to Walmart. Thank you for spending your lunchtime with me. I'm your host, Dangerous Doug Harper, and we'll be back with Lunch with Doug right after this. Well, hello folks, happy lunchtime, and thanks for spending your lunchtime with me. Once again, I'm your host, Dangerous Doug Harper, and today we are talking about Nick and Captain Sibley. And folks, frankly, I'm just darn excited about this. These guys are awesome, and they're going to be performing a lunchtime show at the Brick Wall Bistro from noon until 1:30 p.m. There's no cover charge. There's no tickets required for this. This is just a lunch show. Of course, the venue does ask that you make a food purchase because they, have to provide the tables and, the arrangements for this event. So that is neat, but, no cover charge, no tickets. Just come out and check out the event. It's a very special event for Nevada, Missouri with Nick and Captain Sibley. I'm going to tell you about Nick and Captain in this episode. But before I do that, folks, we got to take a break real fast, and I will be back with you here on Lunch with Doug. The premier place for visual art in Vernon County is the Art Shop and Gallery. Owner, operator, and resident artist Andrew D. McNair specializes in portraits and also crafts a wide spectrum of genres for the fine arts. Visit the Art Shop and Gallery at 104 East Cherry Street, Nevada, Missouri, open when the lights are on. Or call 269-267-4423 to set up an appointment and check out more about Andrew D. McNair on the website at andrewdmcnair.com. Back on Lunch with Doug, Dangerous Doug Harper, your host, and we are talking about Nick and Captain Sibley and the very special event that they're going to be doing in Nevada, Missouri. Now, this is really fantastic and a special treat for Nevada because I got a call after we did Music Day, and or Nick reached out to me and said, he thought this was a wonderful concept and would love to come up to town and be a part of that. And so we set up this special event at the Brick Wall Bistro for this. And then the rest of the Music Day, again, like I said, we've tabled that idea and put it on the shelf. But we're gonna go ahead and have the Nick show because it's its own thing. And we've moved on to something new here. And the Brick Wall Bistro is a fantastic venue for a lunch show, and they had a Dennis Jameson show lunchtime before, and it was really well received, and we look to have that again. Okay, so let's give you the details here. Nick and Captain Sibley are going to be performing at the Brick Wall Bistro, 127 East Cherry in Nevada, Missouri on Thursday, July 28th from noon until 1:30. Music at lunch. It's going to be very fantastic. Now, there's not a cover charge on this. The restaurant is just asking that you make a food purchase if you're, using a table. because they had to make preparations for the event, and event preparations and all that stuff. So yeah, just be courteous and buy some food and enjoy a show. It's going to be a great time. Let's tell you about Nick and Captain Sibley. Well, I guess I better give you the time. So it's noon to 1:30 again at 127 East Cherry, Nevada, Missouri, Brickwall Bistro, Thursday, July 28th. Okay, make sure I got those details for you. Nick and Captain Sibley. Nick is currently a member of the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. If you are not familiar with them, they had a big hit song a few years ago, back in the 70s, with If You Want to Get to Heaven. They had a number of other songs that are very well known as well, but I believe that was their top hit. They were recently, actually in May, the Ozark Mountain Daredevils were inducted into the Grand Ole Opry, which is fantastic. So that just happened, and that was big news. And just exciting. So Nick is just a cool guy. He's played in a couple other groups with basically, I always just called it Ned the Band, but there was a couple, Nick Rule and Ned the Band on that one, and then Nick Rule and Abby, I believe, was the name of his other group. And then, of course, his son, Captain, because this is a father-son duo. And an amazing father and son duo. Like I say, featuring Nick and from Ozark Mountain Daredevils, and Captain, now the touring bass player for Tony Orlando, which is, y'all know Tony Orlando. His biggest, I think, song that I knew him for. He had a bunch of songs that were well known, but the tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree, that was Tony Orlando, and I like the version that I've heard the most is his. I think he may have been the second person to record that song, but I don't know. He was really known for that, but his is the most prominent version of that song, probably the one you're familiar with as well. He made a lot of awesome with that. So yeah, they're gonna be there. Nick and Captain Sibley, and you can hear Nick has some songs he's written. You can hear those on Spotify. Look him up, Nick Sibley. So he's got his own work, and he is kind of known for he wrote the O'Reilly jingle. The O'Reilly, yeah, that was a Nick Sibley thing. So he did that jingle, wrote that jingle for them, and that's a very popular thing that I'm sure you've heard out there. And he does all kinds of commercials and stuff. He's done tons of work over the years and recorded many bands and all these things. So his accolades just go on and on and on. Yes, this is going to be a great event, very special event, and I think you'll love it, and I know I will. I'm very excited about it. As you can hear in my tone of my voice, I just keep talking about it. So it's going to be awesome. So check them out, Nick and Captain Sibley live Thursday, July 28th from noon until 1:30 p.m. at the Brickwall Bistro, 127 East Cherry Street in Nevada, Missouri, folks. That is what's going on, folks. That is today's episode of Lunch with Doug, in which was made possible by the Bells in the Second Edition Shop at 500 East Cherry Street, the Brickwall Bistro, 127 East Cherry Street, the Woodshed Music, 129 North Main Street, the Zone Nutrition, 14180 East US Highway 54, the Harry Frog Graphics, 150 North Commercial Street, Andrew D. McNair at the Art Shop at 104 East Cherry Street, the J&R Home Store, 118 West Walnut, Casa Azteca Mexican Restaurant, 903 East Subway Boulevard, National TV South at 400 South Johnson Drive, Sweet F by Walmart. All of our sponsors currently located in good old Nevada, Missouri, folks. That's where we're at. Thanks again for spending your lunchtime with me. I am Dangerous Doug Harper. Feel free to check out our website, lunchwithdoug.com.